Hi kids, welcome to today's session. This is Sweta Roy, your English master teacher at Vedantu. Hope you all are doing well and staying safe indoors. Today we are going to deal with a very beautiful story by none other than our favorite Ruskin Bond, the great writer of short stories. And the name of the story is The Thief's Story, which is from your NCERT Class 10. So before beginning with the story, I would definitely like to ask you one or two very simple questions. First of all, guys, do tell me, do you think that a man is a product of the society? A man is what the society makes him or the circumstances make him? What do you think? Please do put down your opinions in the comment section. And then you will see why I asked you the story when I relate this to this beautiful story, which talks a lot about humanity, right? So let us move ahead. But before that, let me remind you a little bit about the Vedantu Scholarship VSAT 2020. So if you haven't yet taken the test, do take it. And please register this. Move to this link, visit this link and do get yourself registered and win a short scholarship. So this was about VSAT 2020, grades 9th and 10th. Hurry up and get yourself registered. Okay guys, so next we also would like to inform you about Vedantu Pro subscription. For that, you need to visit this link. The link is also available in the description box. And my code, the teacher code is SWRPRO. And you can definitely avail this amazing deal and amazing discount, and your subscription price is only 2699. So what are you waiting for, guys? Hurry up and do subscribe to Vedantu Pro subscription using the coupon code SWRPRO. I hope you all will do that. You have live interactive classes by India's best master teachers. You have personalized attention in class. You also have full recordings of all classes along with notes, assignment, tests and more. You just select your grade, grade 9, grade 10th, whatever. Select your grade, select target. First step is selecting the grade. Second step is selecting the target. And then you get your subscription. So what are you waiting for, guys? Hurry up and avail this opportunity of becoming a part of our wonderful family. Step 4 is choose your plan, whatever plan you want to choose. 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and use the code SWRPRO. So that is how you will have a complete curriculum. Structured long-term batch is in sync with your school curriculum, all chapter-wise micro courses, at least 2 live classes for each chapter every month, and also complete crash course, right? So you have test series, assignments, learning material, regular performance reports. What are you waiting for? Just hurry up and subscribe. And with that, we move ahead with our lesson today, that is all about thieves, the thief story. So I would also read some portions of the story to you all, and I would advise you to keep the book with you so that, like, there are some, Ruskin Bond is a great short story writer, and he is a wonderful, he has a wonderful language with which he can just amaze the readers, right? So we are going to see his writing style. So his writing style can only be explained if we read the story, read the text. So I will read some of the very important portions from the text. So keep the text with you in hand while you are attending this session, and be very careful and very alert. Stay tuned with me, guys. So we have divided this story into 3 sessions. In the first session, we will do the first half of the story with the important questions that can come in your CBSE board exam. In the second part, we are going to do the second half of the story along with the very, very, very important questions, and of course the theme as well as the character sketches. And the third session will be the revision of the entire story with the help of Menti quiz. So this is how we have planned the session, and I hope you all will attend all these sessions, right? So moving ahead with the story, first of all, let me introduce the author to you. He is Ruskin Bond. He is an Indian author of British descent. He was awarded the Sahitya Academy Award in 1992 for his wonderful story, Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra. That was his novel in English, and he is an a British author, sorry, an Indian author, but he's of British descent, okay? And he is a master in the art of narrating, and that is what we are going to see when we read this story. Moving ahead. Okay, so before beginning with the story, let me ask you guys, do comment in the comment section. Have you seen this movie Dhoom 2? Yes? So why I am showing you this picture is I'm going to relate this somehow because Dhoom 2, Hrithik Roshan was also a thief, right? And this is filled with his adventures and also some human emotions because when we see this movie, when we watch this movie, at the end we come to know that he was not a, an out and out villain after all, despite the fact that he was a thief, but he had some humanity, and we need to look at, like, we cannot completely say that this person is 100% right, this person is 100% wrong, right? We need to understand and empathize with that personality, that very person. And that is what we are going to do when we are going to deal with this story, the thief story, which is a story about a 15-year-old boy named, I would not say named Hari because he would keep changing his name always. So, yes, about his life. And when he comes to meet with his benefactor, whose name was Anil, who was a struggling writer and a struggling author, right? So we are going to deal with their life stories and what happened with Anil and what about his activities, what did he do, right? So the thief story, you can very well understand from the title itself that this is about maybe some kind of theft. So that very title arouses the curiosity of the readers that what is the story going to be all about? Yes. Is it going to be a story about a thief who's going to, completely rob and commit theft? And is he going to, will it be a kind of thrilling story? Will there be murder? Will there be theft? What is it going to be? This is what arouses our curiosity to read the story further. And yes, I am associating this with Dhoom 2 because Dhoom 2 was also, about a thief. Like Hrithik Roshan was a thief there, and we were really amazed by the way he used to commit his theft, right? So, yes, so you can relate some points of this, not all I would say, but some points to that to that character of Dhoom 2, right? Okay, so moving ahead. Yes. Again, my first question to you guys. What do you think? Do you think that a man is a born criminal? Because we are here talking about a thief, right? In Dhoom 2, Hrithik Roshan was thief. Here, he is thief. So what do you think? Please do comment in the comment section, in the chat box. I will revisit and I will see what you have written in the chat box, right? So please type in the chat box, do you think that man is a born criminal? Yes or no? And please do justify. Okay, so what are the characters? I have already introduced you to the characters, Hari Singh and Anil. Anil is a struggling actor and Hari Singh is a 15-year-old boy and his real name is not known. Hari Singh was the name that he had taken and he says that I keep changing my name every month. Why does he do that? We will look at it when we go ahead with the story and analyze the depths. Now, he says, I told you that I'll be reading out some portions of the story to you. So, the story begins like this. I was still a thief when I met Anil. So he meets Anil. Here you can see this Hari Singh is meeting Anil. And though only 15, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. So he had been a very experienced thief. Hrithik Roshan, yaad aa raha hai kuch? Huh? So similarly, he was also very good at his job as in theft, right? And he was watching, like Anil was watching a wrestling match actually at that time when Hari met Anil. And he thought, why not I flatter Hari a little bit, sorry, Anil a little bit. So what is he saying to Anil? You look like a bit of a wrestler. And he says that maybe if I can flatter him, I can win his confidence and I can befriend this. Now, how do thefts happen? Like the people who are thieves, you might have come across these domestic helps or people like this who go on to work at someone's home and they commit theft or burglary. I would not say that all of them do so, but there are few like percentage of people who do so. So what do we do with them? When we come to know that, okay, in our house there is she's working in our house and she has stolen something, or suppose, let me give you an example. Suppose in your house maybe someone is working and you get to know that person has stolen something, or stolen some amount of money or something and ran away. So, or maybe not ran away, she's still working, but you know that that person has committed the theft. What would you do in that case? Do comment. Okay. So he says that he wanted to befriend this person and gain his confidence. That is why he thought that maybe if I flatter him a little bit, I can gain his confidence and I can befriend him. So he said, you look a bit of a wrestler yourself. And Anil was a very simple man. Okay, he was a very simple man, and the author says over here about Anil that he was about 25, a tall, lean fellow, and he looked easygoing, kind, and simple enough for my purpose. So he was searching for a simple man who would trust him easily, and if he can develop that trust, then definitely it would be easier for him to rob that person, right? So I hadn't much luck of late, and though I might be able to get into the young man, and thought I might be able to get into the confidence of the young man. So therefore, he started flattering the man who was a very simple man of 25 years. I want to work for you. And then he said that he wanted to work for this man. Then after that, Hari says, Anil says, but then I can't pay you, because he was just a struggling actor. He couldn't afford to pay him. So that is why then he started thinking, what should I do? Then he asked him, can you feed me? Then Anil asks, can you cook? So then he said, yes, I can cook. But he was lying. So he said, I can cook. I said I can cook and I lied. Okay. So he was lying. Why? Because he wanted to enter into a cordial relationship and a kind of friendship with this person, and therefore he lied. And then he followed, right? He followed Hari. Hari was following Anil to his home because he wanted to work for him, and that was the way how he got into the house of Anil. So that was the first step. First step was to flatter him, to confide, so that he could confide in him. And then the second step was to ask for uh, working for him so that he could enter into his house, and from there he could rob him easily after getting involved with him, after building a good trust. So then he followed. Question for you, question time. So let me see how much alert were you. Okay, how did Hari try to win Anil's confidence? This is your question. Please do write the answer in the comment section. Okay, I will see. And write the answer in the chat box so that I can see whether you have understood the chapter before moving ahead. Okay. So I mentioned this, that how was he trying to win Anil's confidence. So let me see how much you remember. And then what happened is let me read out a little bit. He took me to his room. So he went, he followed him, and then what happened? He took me to his room over the Jumna sweet shop and told me to sleep on the balcony. But the meal I cooked that night must have been terrible because Anil gave it to a street dog. So he was cooking, right? His job was to cook, right? So what happened after his cooking? First, let me ask you again two questions. Why did Hari try to befriend Anil? And why did Hari always take a new name? These are the questions. Write in the chat box. Okay. So what did he do? He fed everything to the street dog, and that is why Hari says that maybe I cooked terrible because he lied. He was actually not knowing. He did not know how to cook, so he cooked terrible. And then what did Anil do? He fed everything to the street dog. So he said that I must have cooked terribly. That is why he threw away everything. And then he said, go off. He was very angry. Okay. And yes. Okay. So, and he told me to go off. So he gave the food to the street dog and told him to just go off. But what did Hari do? Hari just hung around. He just kept on smiling in his most appealing way. This is very important. So this was how he started to win the confidence, win the trust of Anil, okay, by his appealing smile, okay, by his very innocent smile, so that he could please Anil. And Anil, being a simple man, he couldn't help laughing. So he had built. So we can say from this that the way Hari responded, Hari smiled, and the way Anil also responded to him, that shows that these two had developed a good bond, okay, and also a good trust. Question time, guys. What was the deal between Hari and Anil regarding the work? Okay, so I mentioned you about the deal, that what they are going to do, right? So please tell me what was the deal. And of course, how did Anil react to Hari's cooking? Right now we discussed. So these are the two questions that can also come for the exam as well. So please write in the chat box the answers. And then what happened? He's After this terrible incident of cooking, what happened was he could very well, appease Anil by, his most pleasing smile. Okay, and then later on, he said after he, kind of built a trust, and obviously Anil also smiled back, and then he started to pat on his head and said, "Never mind." He would teach me to cook. So he said that I would teach you to cook. Not only did Anil teach Hari to cook, but he also taught me to write my name and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and add numbers. I was grateful. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. Very, very, very important line. So this is where Anil is teaching him to read and write. And this is the first important step in the life of Hari Singh. And he realized the importance of education. And he says that I am grateful to this person who is teaching me how to read and write. Why? Because if I become educated, then there is no limits to where I can reach. Okay. So he realizes the importance of education. But then what happened one day was the fact that Anil, he maybe he got a good break and he got his book published. He was an author, right? So maybe he got his book published, and therefore he got some money out of that. And Hari saw him hiding those that amount of money in under his mattress. Okay, now this incident is very important. These show certain points that we need to see over here. First of all, in the character sketch of Anil, we can very well see that, yeah, Anil's character sketch, we can say that Anil was, Anil, where did he hide the notes? He just kept it in the mattress. When we get some amount of money, where do we keep it? We keep it inside lock and key, right? But where did Anil keep it? He just kept it inside the mattress. Okay, that shows his simplicity and also shows that he had no suspicion on his friend Hari, and he could never imagine that this person could do some harm or take some amount of money from him. So therefore, building an absolute confidence on Hari and being very simple and an innocent person, he kept the money under the mattress. Now, what about this man, this boy, this 15-year-old boy who is a thief? So we can very well empathize with his mentality. We have to look at the story from the perspective of a thief now. So when we are looking from the perspective of a thief, he is seeing money. And what is the argument that he is giving is that very, very important. Just look at the argument. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. I made tea in the morning and then he would make time for buying my day's supply, usually making a profit of about ₹1 a day. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he did not seem to mind. So he said that working with him was always a pleasure because the work they had divided. What did they do? He made the tea in the morning and then he used to go to the market in order to buy some supplies. But what did he do there? The money, the extra money, he did not return. He kept it with himself. And that is how he made his profit. And he says that maybe Anil knew this, but still he did not mind, maybe because he was a simple man again. Now, what happened here is one evening he came home with a bundle of notes saying he just had sold a book to the publisher. That was what I was saying. And he saw him tucking the money under the mattress. Now he says, I had been working for Anil for almost a month. Apart from cheating on the shopping, I had done nothing in my line of the work. So he said, what is his line of the work? Stealing, right? So he said, I have done nothing in this line. So my job is not going good. What was his job? To steal. I just made a little amount of profit with the help of that grocery money, right? Apart from that, I didn't do anything else. Now, this money was, getting hold of this money was an excellent opportunity for him, right? And Anil had given me a key to the door and I could come and go as I pleased. He was the most trusting person I had ever met. So this was a man who trusted him like anything. He also gave him the door key so that he could come and go. And he also did not keep the money inside lock and key, right? And that is why he said it is too difficult to rob him. Now, when do you face difficulty? Suppose suppose a person thinks of robbing someone who has a lot of money and who is, very greedy and all sorts of, you know, negativity, with all sorts of negativity, you will not feel anything, any amount of guilt to rob that person. He would have felt that, okay, this person is anyways, he's mistreating me, he's not doing anything for me, and he is not respecting me, he's not a good man. So, but in this case, it was different. He was a very simple man who had built an absolute trust on him, and that made his conscience alive, and it made him difficult to rob. But again, there was another side to it. He couldn't, that was his nature. His nature had been that of a thief. So it was uncontrollable. This nature, there was actually a tussle between his good side and his bad side. वो जो serials में दिखाता है ना, दो आदमी आ जाता है बाहर, ठीक है, from the mind, one side good, one side bad. Okay, so similar was the case of similar was with the case of this man Hari Singh. So it was like two sides of Hari came out, tussling with each other, the good Hari and the bad Hari. Okay, and what was the argument? That was very interesting. He says it is very difficult. First of all, the good side is saying that it is very difficult to rob a careless man because he will not care. He will not notice that I have robbed him. And secondly, he is also not greedy. So it would rarely, make any difference. And also, he had built an absolute trust. That makes me even more difficult to rob. Okay. But then he said the bad side told him that if I don't take the money, what will he do? He will just waste it on his friends, right? So after all, he also doesn't pay me. So I don't get the payment, I deserve this. And maybe if I don't take the money, he will just waste it. So it is of no use to him. He will just do party and all. With his friends, he would enjoy, make merry, and that is how he would, utilize. But if I take this money, it will be of great use to me, right? So this was the argument of the two sides of Hari. Hari, yes. So I hope you have understood and you could very well relate and also enjoy, because Ruskin Bond is a master of storytelling and master of narration, and he creates a story in such a way that we can almost live the life of characters and we can see what they are going through. Now few questions to see whether you have understood or not. Where did Anil keep the notes? Why did Hari feel difficult to rob Anil? What were the arguments given by Hari regarding stealing the money? So before, when he was thinking about stealing the money, what all arguments did he come up with? These are a few of the questions. Do comment in the comment section. And I hope you have liked the video, and I hope that you will comment as well as subscribe to the channel. Keep sharing your love. Do subscribe and do hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching, and we will come back with the second half of whether he steals or not, and then what happens after that. So let us come back with the most interesting part again in the other session. Till then, stay tuned, do subscribe to the channel, take care, and bye bye.